Hi, welcome to the Big Bear Homestead. And this week in our home maintenance series, we're going to be fixing a leaky hot water heater. Alright, so let me bring you guys up to speed. Okay, when we came out to go run the trap line this morning, we noticed there was a leak coming from this 90 right here. Now, not to stress out too much, but because with all this old galvanized pipe, 9 times out of 10, what it is that the plumber's putty has gotten all dried and cracked, and the water's able to go past the protection that they put on the threads to stop the threads from leaking. So what we have to do is we've got to take it apart and put some more plumber's putty. But in this case, we are going to use this new product. It's called T+2. And we'll recoat the threads, thread everything back together, connect it all back up, and it should work. So, in order to do this job, what tools are we going to need? Alright, anytime that you're dealing with a galvanized pipe, 9 times out of 10 as a homesteader, we don't have an opened-end wrench that size. So you're going to have to go to the pipe wrench, or better known as the monkey wrench, to be able to fit some of these larger bolts that you have in this setup here, at least that I have in this setup here. You're also going to need in this case, since it's hot water heater, we're cutting the CPVC, but you're going to need a cutter to be able to cut this pipe. You're going to need the Teflon tape, or in this case, this thread sealant. You're going to need PVC Primer and Glue. I'm going to need a connector, a slip, because when I cut this pipe right here, I got to be able to connect the two pieces back together. And that's it. So, now that I got all my tools together, what's the first step I take? Alright, so all of our tools are together. What do we do first? Well, the very first thing that you need to do, okay, ours is gas. So we've turned the water off coming in to the hot water heater, and we've also turned the valve off to for the water that's going into the house. Okay, we've done that, and then you have to open this up here, okay, and you come down and there's a valve right there on the bottom. Okay, it looks just like your outdoor spigot. You connect your water hose to it, go ahead and turn it on and start to let the water drain. As your water's draining, go ahead and, if you've got a gas unit, go ahead and turn it off. Okay? Let the pilot light stay on, but go ahead and just turn it off. Alright, so as your water's draining, okay, you also have a vacuum. This hot water heater works off of a vacuum. So you have this nifty little release here that when you pull on it, it'll release a lot of the pressure and will help the water flow out. And so you can hear a little bit of the vacuum that's built back up in there, but boom. Okay, now that we've got our hot water heater drained, the gas turned off, what do we do next? Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and snip my PVC right here. Okay? And the main reason why I'm doing that is because of all the awkward angles that I have right here. It's just going to be a pain in the neck to try to take the monkey wrench and back some of these out. So I'm just going to go ahead, it was a 32-cent coupling. I'm going to go ahead and cut this and save myself a lot of aggravation. So I'm going to take my PVC cutters and I'm going to cut it. Now there might still be some water in here, but that's just the water that was in the line. Alright, now that that's cut, okay, now I got a little bit more room to work. So I can take this, start to pull it towards me. Okay? Now, all intent and purposes, because while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and probably recoat all of these threads. So I'm going to take this one and unscrew it. Okay? And as you can see, these threads are kind of, you know, there's really nothing in here to protect them anymore. So they need a good sealant replacement on them. It's really no big deal. Okay? Then you just put the monkey wrench. Well, we just go like that for a second. I hate using a monkey wrench. Alright, so what I'm going to do, instead of boring you guys watching me and probably busting my knuckles and saying stuff I'm going to have to bleep over, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take all of this off. Once I get it all off, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how we're going to clean up these threads and how we're going to treat them, and then we'll put it back together. Alright, so we got it apart, and we kind of learned it just wasn't some dried old plumber's putty. Nope. The end of my pipe looks like this. And that, my friends, is not good. So, what I have to do is I'm going to have to go pick up Mama Bear, because it's about time for her to get off work. Because we really wanted to have this already done today, but things happen. And I'm going to take a trip to the Home Depot and say, okay, this goes down on the top of my water heater. This comes out of it like such. Dooga dooga. I need to replace this. And also I gotta ask them about this plastic piece that's on top of this shaft coming out. What is it, and do I need to go ahead and replace it while I got it off, because it does look boogered up a little bit. And so we're gonna make the run, we're gonna go get the new parts, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back from Home Depot, and boy, am I really glad I was able to go to Home Depot. I was able to find a part that I don't need this no more. I don't need the PVC glue no more. I just need this. This is a new shark bite connection system. And what you do is you just have on this end right here is just like the end on your water hose. Okay? It has a washer on the inside, so you don't have to worry about the threads. And it'll just, and it's 3/4 inch, and it'll thread down. You'll be able to tighten it down on top of this shaft right here. Okay? And then the other end is the new wonderful shark bite system. Now, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with the shark bite, but basically what the shark bite does is you feed your PVC, your CPVC, down onto this, and then you pull it up and it bites down. Okay? And then they have a special tool that you can come in there and use it to remove it. So it saves from having to do a lot of cutting and gluing and blah blah blah. So we're going to go ahead. Before I start connecting it, I learned what this was. Okay? The guy at the Home Depot said, yeah, don't mess with this. This is some type of a flow restrictor that they've had to put on now, and so you're not supposed to mess with it. Okay? It looks like the people that maybe did this before us tried to remove it or whatnot. So it's going to be a little bit of a booger to get this started, but we'll be able to get it started because, to be honest with you, I kind of already tested it out before I turned the camera on. So let's go ahead and get this connected real quick, and I'll show you how easy it is. All right, slide this down on there. Still doing this right here. Okay. And now even maybe my open end wrenches will work for me. Of course not. I probably should have tested this before. Oh well, that's what channel locks are for. We just tighten this down. So when you're using your channel locks, because you don't have a wrench that's big enough, okay, you see how your wrench has these hex heads on it, little tiny, basically tiny squares, okay? Then you want to make sure that the jaws of your channel locks, or even that monkey wrench, is resting on that square, and then this other side is resting on another square. If you're going to get just these edges right here, that's what everything bites on. Okay, if you just try to get those and you start slipping metal on metal, you'll do what's called round that off, which just means it'll lose its edge and it'll start to be really smooth, and then nothing will be able to bite down on it. So that's why you got to be really careful and make sure you've got a good firm bite when you're using channel locks. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. Now, with the shark bite, okay, shark bite's very simple. All I do is come over, slide down, pull back up on it, and we're good to go. And now we're done. Okay? It was just that simple. We hope. So, we're going to take a break. We're going to fill this tank back up, and then we're going to see if it leaks. So we'll be right back. Alright, well, we're back. Tank's full, the valves are on, and no leaks. Shine the bright light here. Looking. Rub my hand across. Nothing. Okay, look at the shark bite. Same thing. Dry as a bone. Okay? Now, that little doohickey, this hose here, I think cost me $14, I think. And versus having to go get a 10-foot section of CPVC, bringing up a 90 over 90 down, and then another female connector with the CPVC. So, and plus you would need the glue. And then, see, here's the thing. Then you would have a connection here up to a 90, over to a 90, down to another connector. So that's 1 connector, 2 connector, 3 connector, 4. 5 connector, 6 connector, 7 connector, 4. Okay. For all you young kids that are watching this, that's how we used to figure out who is it. When we played tag, it was 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato. I know y'all don't do that anymore. But now it's just 2 connections and a hose. Okay? And it's a sharp looking hose. They've got that insulated protector on it, and so it's good to go. Alright, so we'll probably come back and review this later get some use on it. We'll put some heat, some hot water to it, because the water is going to be heating up here pretty soon. And I'll let you know how it works, if it was worth the $14 investment for the real quick fix, or did I have to take it apart and just build the piping anyway. Okay? Alright, well, I hope this helped you out. And see, that's another thing, okay? Remember how at the beginning of the video I thought if this was just going to be something simple, that the plumber's putty just got all dried out, and it turned into being a big honking hole in the threads. So that's the thing about home maintenance. You can think it's a $5 fix, and it turns into a $5,000 fix when you start taking stuff apart. But we got lucky this time. We were able to fix it for under 20 bucks, which is always a plus. And we'll see how it turns out, because not only it was under $20, once I got all the stuff off, it took us what, 2 minutes, if that, to get it fit, to get it all connected up. So there you go. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys got something out of it. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead, and like always, have a nice day.